Hey everybody, this is Jose with Not Just Nerdy. Today I thought I'd teach you guys how to side deck. Once again, as per usual, I'm not exactly the best Yu-Gi-Oh player. I'm not incredible, but the little tips and tricks that I'm learning from the people at my store that are incredible are what I want to share with you today. Recently, I was preparing for a regional, and one of my buddies, Javi, he's an incredible Yu-Gi-Oh player. He sent me down. I sat him down. Honestly, I had to chase him down and have him show me how to side deck, but he explained to me the way he side decks, and immediately I became a better Yu-Gi-Oh player. So today I'm going to go over that with you. I've kind of separated the cards from monsters that hurt my opponents, spells that hurt my opponents, traps that hurts my opponent, and spells that help me. So when we go through the side decking process, I'm going to show you guys what he showed me. I'm going to explain it to you the way that he explained it to me because it definitely helped me a lot. And we'll get into that just in a second. First, I want to plug something very cool. I recently got sponsored by Chainlink TCG. This is a playmat that I ordered off of them. It is the Ultra Instinct Dragon Ball Z playmat. It is very clean. It's stitched. I don't know if you can see down here, but this guy is super thick, rubber underneath. It's an incredible playmat. Top 3 playmats I've ever seen, and definitely my current favorite playmat. Go pick up your copy at chainlinktcg.com. There is a dash between chain and link now. They have changed websites. Or you can find them on Instagram. Either way, I'm going to plug their stuff down in the description. So go give them a check out. Definitely go pick up some of the new hero stuff that they have. That stuff is super cool. But without further ado, here in a second, I'm going to get into the side decking piece. So we will start with what he said. He said to me, first and foremost, what are the big 3 threats right now, right? The decks that we have to deal with right now are Snake Eyes, Voiceless Voice, and Tenpai, right? Now, granted, more melodious now also, arguably, and with Rarity Collection coming out, we'll probably have to deal with Pearly again, right? So keeping that in mind, I'm going to pick cards that are going to deal with those, and then see where else they work, right? So we'll start with Snake Eyes. Ash hurts Snake Eyes, right? Ash hurts Snake Eyes Ash hurts every deck, so obviously Ash, right? But Ash hurts Snake Eyes if you hit Snake Eye Ash, if you hit anything that special summons from deck. Basically, you can hit lots of things with Ash, right? So Ash hurts Snake Eyes. Ghost Ogre. This actually came up yesterday in one of my matches. I was playing against Snake Eyes with my ABC Horus deck, profile coming eventually. But I hit Divine Temple with this, and my opponent literally goes, "Oh no, that's going to be a problem." And I was like, "Whatever, man, you can just do whatever you want." And he goes, "Well, not really." And he does kind of like a half combo and still beats me, but the fact of the matter is, it slowed him down considerably. If I had had maybe a Nibiru, I probably would have ended him there. DD Crow. DD Crow hurts Snake Eye. If they go for Flamberge, you can DD Crow one of the targets, and that will stop the Flamberge effect right there, right? So DD Crow hurts Snake Eye. Nibiru, as we just said, Nibiru hurts Snake Eye. So that one was kind of after hitting Divine Temple. If I would have hit him with Nibiru and they had no protection set up, well, that would have pretty much been my turn, right? Droll and Lockbird kind of doesn't hit Snake Eye, right? To a certain extent, I guess it can, depending on where they end up. But they do a lot of special summoning from decks, so I wouldn't really say that Droll hurts Snake Eye. So I'm going to set that over here. Evale hurts Snake Eye, so that's a pretty good option. Effect Negation works against the vast majority of decks. There's only really 3 that it doesn't hit, so, and those 3 are terrors anyway, so I mean, there's not really, we'll see what we do, right? Ghost Spell hurts it for the same reason that DD Crow hurts it. I would argue that DD Crow hurts more because it removes something, right? Where this stops an effect, this removes the effect from potentially happening again, right? It gets rid of their Poplar, it gets rid of their Ash, it removes an entire thing from play that they don't necessarily have a way to get back. Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill is kind of an interesting one. Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill is not only effect negation, but also time. It's a time card, right? So right there, it's got one over here because these will both trigger talents and tactics, but this one will help you win in time, right? So that's something to take into consider when you're thinking about what interruptive cards to play. So we will set these, the useful ones, over here and go into the spells next. Herald of the Abyss. Herald of the Abyss doesn't necessarily hurt snake guys because it will remove one of their end board pieces, and that's pretty much it, right? This will deal with Apo, but there are more effective ways of dealing with Apo if they don't have spell negation. So I'm going to set this one over here. Cosmic Cyclone. Cosmic Cyclone can hit the field spell, which is the same reason that Ghost Ogre is good. So I would argue that this one is pretty good. Duster kind of, but not super. I'm gonna put this one in the middle. I think that Duster will help you begin your play, but it won't necessarily help end their play. And with Snake Eyes, really the thing to do is end their play. So I'm gonna put this one in the middle. Forbidden Droplet. I have been noticing lately, more often than not, if I see Droplet in my hand, I am in a good mood. I love this card. This is one of my favorite cards now. Droplet has really good rarities thanks to Rarity Collection 1. And not only is it a beautiful card and just the artwork is awesome, but the effect is awesome. Anytime you can't respond to something, you know that card should be dealt with, right? That's a problem. So definitely. Forbidden Chalice. Effect negation is good. Giving Apo 400 attack points is kind of funny, so why not, right? If you don't see them put a spell negate, if you don't track that they do that they search a spell negate, then this one would be pretty good. Lightning Storm I'm going to put in the same section as Harpy's Feather Duster, because more than likely they'll deal with Lightning Storm. Granted it's a threat, but in certain situations it might not be the best move. This might be a side deck option rather than a main deck option, whereas these are main deck options. Change of Heart. Change of Heart would definitely go in the side deck section, because going first, this card is kind of useless. So you definitely want that as a side deck option, right? Same thing with Dark Ruler No More. Dark Ruler No More will deal with their end board. It will not deal with the task at hand. So if you are going to play Dark Ruler No More, definitely play it in the side. But honestly, no, don't. Just kidding. Don't play it in the side, because Dark Ruler No More, you won't do battle damage. In today's age, if you don't have battle damage, if you don't get rid of them, they're going to come back and they're going to win, right? That's not what you want. So don't risk it for the biscuit. Don't play Dark Ruler No More. Sales Ban. This is where we start the cards that help me, but not necessarily help my opponent, right? Sales Ban could go in the main deck, arguably, because going second, you sales ban Appaloosa, and then what, right? Now they have a useless, chunky Appaloosa. Sales ban will protect you from Nibiru. I play Bestial Punk, I was playing Bestial Punk. So Droll is a big problem. Sales ban protects you from Droll. So you could argue that this could go on the main board. I decided not to. I'll actually show you guys what I decided on my side deck, but I decided not to. I thought that there were better options. Thrust. Thrust is good because if you take a look at the cards that we have mentioned, right? Thrust target, and then I'm going to mention a bunch more in the trap section, right? So Thrust is a good option for the main board and for the sideboard. Because Thrust will get you your talents for digging deeper, or if you've got full combo anyway, you could just rip a card out of their hand with talent. So Thrust is a good option, and obviously to get you into talent. So talent is another reason that you want to play Thrust, but in general, talent is just a crazy kind of card. Having 3 different effects and you get to choose which one. That's neat. Draw 2, rip 1. Or take control of a monster. So take control of a monster, good, going second. Rip 1, good, going first or second. And draw 2, good, going first or second. So talent is genuinely a good option. I can see that one hurting Snake Eyes and helping you against Snake Eyes. Cross out. With every Snake Eye player playing like 16 hand traps, cross out would be a good option in my opinion. The only thing is that they have to activate the effect first, right? And you have to be playing it. So I personally, like, I am not one of those people that's like, cross out sucks. I think cross out's an awesome card, but I couldn't justify playing it myself. I can see people who would need it, who would absolutely need it, because there's like one card that will end them, but I'll leave it in the usable section, but I struggle with this one. Called By. Man, I wish I had the space for Called By. I love Called By, genuinely. Called By will protect you on your turn, and it can hurt them on their turn, right? So if they go to Flamberge, you could banish Flamberge. You could banish one of the cards that they're going to recur. You can banish anything, right? Anything out of the graveyard. Any monster out of the graveyard, you can just deal with right then and there, right? So Flamberge is a good option. Or not Flamberge. Called By is a good option. So definitely consider Called By if you can fit it. We have reached the trap section, so I'm going to put the usable spells over here. I'm going to keep the side deck spells kind of in the middle over here, and then obviously the ones that aren't working or that wouldn't hurt it go over here. Let's start with, for traps, we'll do Imperm. Imperm is a thrust target, right? Because it's a normal trap. So Imperm is a good option if you have thrust. Imperm is a good option if they're spell heavy because it negates a column. Imperm will hit a monster effect. Imperm is a hand trap if you're going second. Imperm is like as the young kids would say, it's one of the big three, right? You want Ash, you want Imperm, you want I don't know, Valor, blah 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 blah. You want something else, right? Ash, Imperm, Nibiru, you could call those the big three. Oh shoot, did we put Nibiru in this section? We did. Okay, cool. So we talked about Nibiru. Anyway, point being, Imperm is a good card. I would definitely play it in the main. I do play it in the main. Next up, we're looking at Dimensional Barrier. D-Barrier doesn't hurt Snake Eyes at all. They're a link deck, right? So this is useless against Snake Eyes. So we'll set it over here for Snake Eyes, right? Evenly Matched. If they do not have a trap negate, right? Or if they can't give you a token, Snake Eyes will see this and go, oh dang, right? Because that is a problem. That is their Appaloosa, that is their the whale, the Flamberge, the recursion, it's all gone now, right? I said IP past turn, right? No, you didn't. Now it's banished, right? It gets rid of the field spell. It gets rid of everything. And banish face down, they can't recur those, right? So this is an incredible option for Snake Eyes if they haven't figured out an Omni Negate, right? Speaking of Omni Negates, Solemn Judgment. A well-timed Solemn Judgment will hurt anybody drastically, right? When I was playing Bestial Punk, this also has my life points, so I really liked that about it. But Solemn Judgment is a solid option, but only if you're going first, right? I don't recommend playing this if you're going second unless you can search it, and if you can search it, your deck is broken, right? Don't play that deck. Play a different deck. So Solemn Judgment, side option. Very good. And lastly, Thunder of Ruler. Thunder of Ruler says you can activate this card during your opponent's standby phase. During the turn this card is activated, your opponent cannot perform his or her battle phase. Also, they, thems cannot perform their battle phase. So keep that in mind. However, right, the battle phase doesn't go through. This doesn't super hurt Snake Eyes, right? Because what they'll do is they'll ruin your board, and then they'll just wait another turn and then ruin you, right? So this is kind of one of those one-hit wonder cards, which is why I decided that it does not hurt Snake Eyes, right? So now let's take a look at what we've come across, right? For Snake Eyes, there's a lot of monster cards that will hit. There's a lot of spell cards that will hit. In all reality, there's a bunch of trap cards that you could play, but I don't like floodgates, so we didn't mention those. The side would only have 4 cards, right? But if you go back and you do this for Tenpai, right? Ash hurts Tenpai, Ogre hurts Tenpai, DD Crow hurts Tenpai, Nibiru not necessarily, right? So maybe that becomes a sideboard option for Nibiru for Tenpai. Veiler, Ghost Bell, any of these will still hurt Tenpai. So now they definitely become, because they hit 2 out of the big 5, they're closer to becoming main board options, right? And then same thing with these. This will protect you against Tenpai. This will help you against Tenpai. This will help you against Tenpai. These will help you against Tenpai. So these become closer to being main board options. This will help you against Tenpai. This will not. Now it becomes a sideboard option, right? So now we do the same thing for, let's say, Voiceless Voice, right? Ash hurts Voiceless Voice. This hurts Voiceless Voice. This. Any of these will hurt Voiceless Voice. They're now solid main board options because you have 3, right? Because there's three of the big 5 that's already more than not will hurt, right? This will hurt Voiceless Voice. These will hurt Voiceless Voice. These will help you towards it. You have to start narrowing it down, right? So the options become, do I want to be able to steamroll them and hope that on my next turn I will continue to go? Or do I want to make sure that I can go if I go first, right? So let's move on to Pearly, right? This will hurt Pearly. This really won't, because per the Fat Cat, if you do this to the Fat Cat, I mean, they can't activate the effect because it goes through the player, but they're still sitting on a 6k cat, right? These will help you play, but Pearly doesn't really do anything to stop you from playing. They kind of let you play and they sit on a Fat Cat until they can beat you, right? Stray Street. This will help you bring the Fat Cat down because it doesn't target. This targets, so no go for Fat Cat. This one you would have to do on like the little one if they don't have Stray Street. If they do have Stray Street, you're kind of out of luck, right? Same thing, it targets. Does not target, chooses. Helps you get this one, and then you've got these 2, right? So doing that over and over again, the cards that I decided to play in my side deck are, don't pay any mind to that, or this one. Droplet, Talents, well these are the main. Droplet, Talents, Ash, Imperm, Ogre. And Thrust. I gotta grab Thrust. Thrust, but really only for Talents, right? Talents and Imperm. This is what I decided to play in my main board because these are the ones that consistently hurt everything, right? There isn't a deck that isn't hurt by these, and there isn't a time where seeing a Droplet isn't good, seeing an Ash Blossom isn't good. And so I think my ratios are 3, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, right? 1, 2, 3. And that brings me to a total of, I'm not good at math, somebody help me here. 12, 14, right? A total of 14 hand traps that I've managed to sneak into my deck. And believe you me, this works, right? This won't necessarily work for your deck. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is for Bistio Punk, and so far for ABC Horus, this is working incredibly well, right? In the side, I have 1 Evenly, 2 Nibirus, 1 Solemn Judgment, 1 Feather Duster, 2 Cosmic Cyclones, 1 D-Barrier. This one because, so I know we put this away for Snake Eyes, but I'm going to explain this. Tenpai, no Synchros, done, right? Branded, no fusions, done. Pearly, no XEs, done. I could go on, right? Melodious, no fusion, done. So this was a good option, and since I'm maining Thrust, it's now a target for searching, right? So that explains that one. But I think lastly in my side deck, I have DD Crow. The the DD Crow I have in there for because I like graveyard removal, and if tier limits ever makes a comeback, I'm gonna be ready for them. Gosh darn it, I'm gonna be ready for them. So that's why those ones. I do have a time card for ABC Horus. I've got this one because I could make an Xyz 4. But other than that, this is pretty much going to be my side going forward in this format because of the matchups that I'm facing, right? That is why currently I'm siding the way that I'm siding. If you have any questions at all, please leave them in the comment section. Please ask me questions because I am blessed to have a crazy amount of resources at my LGS. We've got the guy who topped Lubbock. He took second place with Vanadium. We've got top 32 from another regional there. We've got Javi, who topped both of them how to play. We've got, well, you could call me a resource, but really only for goofy stuff. So if you've got any goofy questions, let me know. But we have so many very, very good Yu-Gi-Oh players at my LGS. Please leave me any comments or any questions, I guess. I will help you with whatever I can. And if you want to see a different video, let me know. Don't forget, Chainlink TCG. Go scoop up some mats. Go scoop up some field centers. Yeah, I think that's it, actually. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. More than likely, the next one will be the ABC Horrors profile. That one is a Jonah brainchild. Please, please, please don't give me credit for it. It's hilarious, but he came up with it. Thanks for watching.